everyone, and welcome to another round of the Driven by Speed Formula One Series. We are now at another historic location this week, and we are at the historic Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari, a brand new circuit in the F1 gaming that we've had in, what is it, probably about nearly over a decade, I'd say. And of course, if you know what I'm talking about, we are racing at Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Of course, this track came back to Formula One in 2020 during the reconfiguration of the F1 calendar during the COVID-19 pandemic. This track opened up back in 1953 and was used in Formula One from 1980 as the Italian Grand Prix, then in 1981 to 2006 as the San Marino Grand Prix. Of course, Emilia-Romagna, if you don't know, is basically one of the regions in Italy, which is where the town of Imola is located. And it is also a track that's very historic, but also has had some tragedy in the past. Of course, can't forget about what happened in 1994, the darkest weekend in Formula One, with the deaths of Roland Ratzenberger and, of course, Ayrton Senna, that unfortunately cost those two their lives. But the track is different today, obviously. There's two chicanes at the Villeneuve and the Tamburello chicane, and also for the first time as well, like last year, that was out on last year, it has a DRS zone in this racetrack, and it's down the main straight towards the Tamburello chicane. There are 19 turns around this racetrack, 10 to the left, 9 to the right, and of course a lot of historic names. Lots of names on the corners as well, so it'll be fun to at least name some of these corners as well once we get it along. So I cannot wait to see how everyone will do around here. I'm very much looking forward to see how this will pan out. I'm actually just going to change something really fast because I noticed I'm on miles an hour, not kilometers an hour. And the length of this racetrack, if you don't know, is about 4 kilometers long. So, while we're at it, let's go over the race reports from last week. And there were a couple of them from Britain. The first one was with Iconic Q, trying to remove some time penalties he accumulated in the race. He did not provide a race director, so unfortunately he was not able to get those removed. So the results stand from what happened to him. Chich and Kickback Kiwi, there was some sort of incident with them, I think, if I remember, at Club Corner. There was no footage provided, so there was no further action. However, Kickback Kiwi was awarded a penalty point. The third was between Chich and Conehouse. They decided stewards decided no further action for Chich because he had a drive-fit penalty. However, there were 3 penalty points accumulated for him for dangerous rejoining onto the racing line, which the stewards acknowledged that Chich wanted to get his car stopped and launched on track and not into the grass. But they thought, of course, that there would be a time and place for that, which makes some sense. So that basically was the ruling for that. So standings, as it currently stands as well, Absolute and Tim Ant, who did not race last week, still remain the same as the point stand. 340 points for Absolute Unit and 264 for Tim Ant. In third is Canty Crab with 224. Blocky in fourth, who is not racing tonight, is in fourth with 181. BCP in fifth with 174. Sixth place is Chich with 162, Curving Texas in seventh with 161. Faulthood in eighth with 157. Jack in ninth with 146. Dan the Racer in 10th with 140. Folson 11th with 135. Lane Abraham in 12th with 131. Iconic Hugh in 13th with 127. Vision in 14th with 117 points. Codehouse in 15th with 106. Honest Crook in 16th with 96. Prezzo in 17th with 65. Butler, who is now racing again, is in 18th with 64. Reedy in 19th with 51. And JJ rounds it off with 11 points. Constructor side of things, Alpine lead with 475 points. A 9-point difference between them and Aston Martin with 466 points for them in second place. Haas in third with 349. Ferrari in fourth with 341. Red Bull in fifth with 287. Williams in sixth with 277. Mercedes in seventh with 227. McLaren in eighth with 211. AlphaTauri in ninth with 196. And Alfa Romeo rounds it up with 156 points. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can now focus on qualifying, and as you can see on the board, we already have a couple of times on the board. Absolute Unit lead, well, currently on pole with a 1 minute 15 flat, about 6/10 clear of Vision. Then we have Tim, his championship rival, third. Lane in third, and someone else has cracked in with 115th. That is ACW, a 115.6. You remember him from last week. He reserved in, ooh, goodness me. That was a bit of a sketchy pit exit, or pit exit, or pit entry, I guess it was. I don't know. Now he's just doing a bit of lawn mowing through the Tamburello chicane. 115.6 on the medium tires. That's actually a really good time as well. Last week he reserved in the AlphaTauri, and today he is reserving in the Alfa Romeo for Iconic Hue. And there's some other names you may have noticed that are a bit unfamiliar. Dynamite 296. He is racing in the Haas tonight for Blocky Rex. And then, well, Kip Bucky was supposed to be in the McLaren tonight, but he is not here. So that is vacant for tonight. And in the Alpine, making his debut is Ruskaram. He will be making his DBS debut here in Imola, so can't wait to see how they all pan out. But in the meantime, let's see what we got. We got 12 minutes left in quali, and let's see. We'll run on board with Reedy. He'll give us a guided tour of this 4-kilometer circuit. So going down the main straight, DRS wide open, up towards the Tamburello chicane, braking just at 100 meters, clipping the apex of the left and right side of the track, and then wide up in turn 3. Now coming up towards the Villeneuve chicane, keeping it flat. Had a little bit of an awkward entry there. Fourth gear on the exit. Now it's a Tosa. Keeping it third, a little bit wide, missing the apex just a little bit. A bit of a clumsy lap. Up the hill towards Piratella. Remember in 2020, that's where Daniel Kiviat made that outside move on Charlotte Leclerc. Now coming up towards Aqua Minerale, flats out. Now you have to brake into that hard kink on the right side. Up towards the Variante Alta chicane. Flipping the sausage curve there, runs a little bit wide. But he does keep the car in decent tack. Now we go down the hill, up toward Rivazza, turns 17 and 18. Through the penultimate corner. And then there's a little bit of a kink right at the start finish line. That's turn 19, crossing the line, and does a 117.2. Yeah, that was a little bit of a clumsy lap. I would say that from Reedy, but currently saying 17.2, but I think he can go a little bit quicker than that, for sure. I also need to put the track mode up. Let's do that while I was doing all that stuff. Let's see. I just love looking at how these cars go so flat out through these corners. Just seeing the amount of grip, just look at that, just fast and flowing. Oh, it's just so nice to see. Oh, there's a Alpha that spun out there. Was that Reedy that spun? I think that was, yeah, it was Reedy. And there's a Ferrari. That is Cantu Crap, and he's out of qualifying. He has crashed out of the Villeneuve chicane. So that is the end of his qualifying, and Roscoe has decided to retire the pits. He did say earlier that he wanted to do that, so understandably so. Yeah, the racer apparently purple from the middle sector. Let's see what's done him up to. He's on an out lap right now at the moment. Tim, I think, is about to get started as well on his flying lap. Let's see how he does here. Currently pole is a 1 minute 15 flat by an absolute unit. But I'd probably say the strongest side at the moment is looking to be ACW with a 15.6 on the medium compound tire. And he's got a Mercedes in front. That is Prezzo. He needs to get out of the way. He does. He goes into the gravel trap, thankfully. And now coming to the Villeneuve chicane. Braking there just a little bit. Up the gear, 6th gear. Down to 3rd at Tosa. Up the gears. Climbing up the hill towards Piratella. And that is a Haas, I think, of Den the Racer that's crashed out at the exit of Rivazza. Tim up through Aqua Minerale and to the Variante Alta, up by 2/10 to the middle sector. Coming down the hill right about now into Rivazza. 4th gear on the entry. Keeping it 4th on the exit part of turn 18. Coming up to the line now, and it is a 1:15.3. What about ACW now? How is he doing here? He's on the medium tire still, it looks like. Yeah, he is. Let's see what his middle sector says. I'm interested to see how he's doing through there. Through the middle sector, he's up by almost 3.5 tenths through the middle sector. So he's looking very quick around here for sure. Down the hill he comes. Towards Rivazza. 3rd gear. Uses the outside curb. Gets a good angle into the corner. Up to the DRS zone, to the line. It's a 1:15.2. That's a very good time by ACW on the medium tire. So then 2 laps on those mediums. Absolute units coming through Piratella. Current pole sitter. Almost runs a little bit wide. I thought that would have got him invalidated. But no, he managed to keep the car within the white lines. What does the middle sector say for the Alpine driver? Up by 1.5 tenths through the middle sector. So this time is looking to be in the 1:14s from the way it looks. Down the hill he comes towards Rivazza. 3rd gear, 4th gear, back down to 3rd. Keep the car rotated. DRS about to open towards the line now. 1:14.8 and improves by 2.75 of a tenth of a second. So he's the first one into the 1:14s. Let's see. Coming around Rivazza to set his first lap. Crossing the line, does a 16.6 for his very first lap. And Vision about to come to the line now, I think. He's down quite significantly. He's going to come into the pits. Understandably so. Let's see. Honest Crook about to start his flying lap now. And JJ is about to come towards the line. He's about 1.3 seconds down. He's not going to improve for sure. He's got a Mercedes behind. I think that's Prezzo. About to settle up. Yep, there you go. I was just about to get onto him. He does a 1:15.7 on the soft tires, but goes 5th quickest ahead of his teammate. And so far about 2 tenths clear of his brother, who is currently sitting in 8th at the moment. Chich about to start his lap now. He's got the Alpine right behind of absolutely in it there. Going into the pits. Let's see how the Mercedes driver does. And I think he's got Radiant for company ahead. He's right about at the Villeneuve chicane. You can see there. There he's coming through there now. Gosh, I love the camera angle through there. It just the car just looks so fast through there. I love to see that. Unfortunately for him, he invalidated through there, as Honest Crook puts up a time of 1:15.701. Puts him ahead of Prezzo, goes 5th fastest. Alright, so we'll follow along with Rady then. He's unfortunately down by 2 seconds, so he's definitely not improving his time, unfortunately. What about Bodhard? I can't tell what he did for the middle sector. Didn't pop up the split. I can definitely tell you though he's out of battery, or not out of battery. He's not using his battery, and he's also almost out of fuel, so he's gonna have to come in. And Honest Crook is apparently purple through the middle sector, but cuts way too much of the Variante Alta, and it's unfortunately invalidated. So he'll have to go back into the pits, and he would have to go back anyway because that car is very low on battery. Quite a bit of dirt as well, I've noticed. That's something new as well, where like you can see a bit of dirt in the car. Like the camera angle showed, it looked like the car was like had some dirt on it or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. JJ coming around. Final turn of Ravazza. Dives into the pits. And that is Vision that's going to start a lap, as Absolute has decided to retire. So he's not going to do his final run of qualifying. So let's see what the Ferrari driver can do for the home tifosi here in Imola. First sector says he's up by just about 1 1/4 of a tenth through the first sector. Coming up the hill to Piratilla. 4th gear, 5th gear. A little bit slow on the entry, I'd say. Keeping it flat to Acqua Minerale. 3rd gear, up to 4th, up to 5th. Middle sector says he's up by 2 3/4 of a tenth through the middle sector. Right. Now coming down towards the hill, down the hill, I should say. And to Ravazza he comes. 3rd gear. Using the outside curve. Keeping it nice and tidy. DRS about to be open towards the line now. It's a 1:15.2 for Vision. That's good enough for 3rd fastest. What about Tim? Let's see how he's doing. First sector says he's up just by 8 milliseconds. He needs to find at least about maybe nearly half a second to get close. Less than half a second to get close to Absolute for pole position. Through Acqua Minerale comes the Aston Martin, 4th gear, keeping it 4th on the exit as well. Middle sector says he's up by over 2/10 of a second. Through the Variante Alta. And towards Ravazza he comes. And there's yellow flags, so that's for, I think, maybe the Honest Crook going a little bit slowly. Oh no, that's BCP. Never mind. And he crosses the line. 1:15 flags for the Aston Martin driver Tim. He gets the 2nd fastest. Now let's keep our eyes on this man. He's been quick on the medium tires. Let's see how he does on the softs. And that is ACW. Coming up towards the Tabarolo chicane through the 3rd turn and coming up to the Villeneuve chicane. Keeping it 7th gear, 6th gear, keeping that car really steady on the rotation. First sector says he's up by 1.5 tenths through the middle, the first sector. It's quickest overall through the first sector as well. Coming up to Piratella, 5th gear. 6th gear on the exit, 7th gear. To Aqua Minerale, qualifying is officially over now. Through Aqua Minerale, what does the middle sector say for ACW? Up by nearly 3.5 tenths. This is purple through the middle sector. Can he beat a 1:14.8? Dynamite's qualifying is officially done. He'll sell for 6th fastest at the moment. What does ACW do? Oh, but he runs wide. He runs wide, but he keeps the car at least for the time being to keep it running. Crosses the line, 1:14.3. A mega lap from ACW. I got some of my words there a little bit. I was gonna say like he managed to at least somehow not be invalidated. So yeah, great time from ACW. What about on Scrugg? He's got traffic ahead of him though. He runs wide and he gets invalidated. He did the exact same thing as ACW, running that wide. Well, that's interesting. But nope, it's not absolutely you that's on pole position. It is ACW that's on pole position. Back-to-back pole positions for the reserve driver. Last week going from AlphaTauri. For today, it's Aston Martin. Alfa Romeo. Interesting there. Good qualifying. Alright, ACW, and then Absolute Unit, and then Tim, trying to figure out what that flag is, Vision, Chich, and Dynamite. I think that's Moldova, Honest Crook, JJ, Prezzo, Jack, BCP, Conehouse, Baldheart, Lane, Dan the Racer, Reedy, Canty Crab, and Canty Crab still representing Poland. And Russ Grant. We'll start from the back of the grid. What is that flag? I forget what that flag is. I've seen that flag before. I'm trying to... what's the flag that Tim's using? I know I've seen it. Oh! Gosh, it didn't click in me before. It's Tahiti. Duh. It took me a while, but I just like, wait a minute. Where have I seen that flag before? I remember seeing that flag before because of the Confederation Cup in 2013. Knew what it was, I just forgot. Just forgot what it actually looked like. But anyway. Alan Chandler, VAWR Tech. No idea what that means, but okay. Right. So we got clear skies, a little bit of clouds, but I don't think it looks like it'll be threatening for any sort of rain here at Imola. So here we go. Formation lap now underway. Let's see what everyone's on in terms of the tires. So yeah, as I expect, top 10 soft compound tires. As you can see, some drivers on the mediums, 2 drivers on the hards, and that's Bodhard and Cantu Crap. So they're going to try to go very long, but those tires will not be feeling great. Pit strategy, as you can see, one stop is what they are saying by AWS. Predicted strategy to go on lap 11 or 12 for soft to hards, but I know really the tire wear is not that bad around here. It's mostly a soft to medium strategy from the best of my knowledge, even though I have not raced here yet, but I have seen races around here before in other streams, so it gave me a better idea of what it is to deal with. Anyway, let's look over the grid. ACW on pole. Absolute Unit and Tim, the 2 championship protagonists, will start 2nd and 3rd on the grid. Vision in 4th, Big Chich in 5th, Dynamite in his DBS debut will start in 6th place, Honest Crook in 7th, JJ in 8th, Prezzo in 9th, Jack rounds off the top 10, so the Preslin brothers rounding up the bottom of the top 10 order, BCP in 11th on the medium tire, Konas in 12th on the mediums, Bottom, as I mentioned, in 13th on the hard tire, Lane will go to the soft tires, so he's going to be going aggressive, starting in 14th on the grid. Dan the Racer in 15th on the mediums, Radiant 16th on the softs, Kenton Crab also on the hard tire in 17th place, and then Ruskaram, who's making his debut in DBS as well, will start from the back of the grid on medium tires, representing for Alpine for the race, taking over for Fals. As the cars now line up to the grid, we will be doing 32 laps around Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, the very first Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix for DBS, and quite frankly for all of us in the F1 community here as well. Here we go. We got the lights coming on. 5 of them ahead of us. It's lights out, and away we go. It is a good start from Absolute Unit, and from Tim as well. ACW has had a bit of a shocking start off the line towards the Tamburello chicane. We go. Oh, there's an accident behind! Lane has crashed out, and Jack has crashed out. The 2 Williams are out of the race. As a result, a virtual safety car has now been deployed. They have both crashed out at the beginning of the Tamburello chicane. There's no front wing from Dan the Racer. I saw a bit of his front wing come off in the background. But the 2 teammates, the 2 Williams cars are out of the race. And a safety car has now been deployed. Just on the first lap. Before we even get past the Tamburello chicane. Wow. Oh my goodness me. But yeah, I couldn't see what happened with the Williams cars in the background. I just saw Dan the Racer's front wing just be obliterated. I don't know if it may have made contact with one of the Williams cars, but both of them are out, so none of them are going to be scoring points here at Imola, that's for sure. So yeah, safety car is out. And Oris Crooks come in for damage, I assume. I'm guessing that's what it is. Well, not great for him. Kenton Crab's got, I'm guessing he's got damage as well. No, it's a scheduled stop apparently. Alright, he's going to the mediums. That's not a scheduled stop. Yeah, so Kenton Crab's a bit on the back foot. Wow, safety car already deployed before the first corner. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So, yeah, absolutely got the good start off the line, managed to capitalize on ACW's poor start, who lost the position, and Tim's pretty much just stayed the way he is. Dynamite, he's gained a place out of that. Prezzo's jumped up from 9th to 7th place, and BCP's gone from 11th to 8th on the main tire, so him and Konas actually made some pretty good jumps off the start. Let me look at the biggest winners and losers out of this whole thing. Yeah, Konas and BCP gained 3 positions. Rees gained 5 positions on this opening lap, so what a good start from him indeed. And same with Roscoe from 18th to 13th now. And of course the biggest loser, Honest Crook, gained damage, or oh, actually no, I'm sorry. He didn't get damage, it was Kenton Crab that got damage. He just came in for a stop, which was very interesting, because it's really early to make a pit stop. But yeah, he's down to 14th, lost 7 places after starting in 7th on the grid. And Kenton Crab's coming back in. Alright, so what's he going on to now? Hard tire, so he's going back to the hard tire. And then the race is coming in as well. So he'll be changing out of those tires to the mediums. Oh, he's serving a 5-second penalty. That must... So, wait, hold on. So, if he's serving a 5-second... that explains what happened. So, he collided with Lane. Okay, so that's probably explains a little bit of what happened. Anyway, yeah, that is very unfortunate for the Williams cars. They won't score any points and have been taken out before even reaching even the Tamburello chicane. Quite a bizarre way to do so as well. Anyway, I think we should get at least one more lap from the safety car. Get rid of that, at least for now. I know it takes up a ton of the screen. Yeah, we're just right now waiting for Dan the Racer to catch up, and we'll get back under green flag racing. We should get under green flag racing at the end of lap 4. My goodness. Weren't even the first corner, we already have 2 retirements. Both the Williams cars. Williams have not had great luck, I know, in real life as well. Around Imola in recent memory. 2020 when George Russell crashed into the safety car, then this year when Latifi crashed out tagging Mazepin, and then of course George Russell crashing into Valtteri Bottas coming up to Tamburello. And now we see in here apparently a Haas might have collided with one of them, or maybe even both of them, I don't know. But like I said, the angle that I got, I just only saw the front wing just exploded of Dan the Racer's car. Anyway, safety car should be coming in right about now. I also forgot also to the lap data. There we go. Yep, there we go. Safety car is now coming in this lap. And absolutely is going to lead the field. Dan the Racer, what is he doing? 5-second penalty for a severe collision with a Canty Crab. Alright, well that can be removed, otherwise, what happens. So, this will be the 3rd time that he's going to do a restart, and I know from the recent memory, Absolute Unit has had moments of spinning into the restart. Here he goes now. Maybe he might have learned his lesson here. Let's see. Comes around the final turn. Yep, he's learned it. Learned his lesson. He actually got through the safety car restart while leading it. And we're back under green flag racing. And caught ACW sleeping. Because look at the gap already. 7/10 of a second. As they now make their way towards the Tamburello chicane. And the racer gets a penalty for speeding in the pits, apparently. ACW got a good run there out of the first chicane. Now to the Villeneuve chicane. And on to Tosa they come. It's from Absolute Unit to ACW, then Tim, and then Chich, then Dynamite, then Vision, Prezzo, BCP, Conehouse, and then JJ. They all get through single file, and it looks like relatively fine as well. That is your top 10, at least for the moment. Through Aqua Minerale comes Absolute Unit ACW. And just remember, we only have one DRS zone in this entire racetrack, and that is just the main straight up to Tamburello. That is literally it. And now come towards Rivazza to complete lap 5 and go on to lap 6 of 32 here at Imola. And so far, it's just him, Absolute Unit, leading by 0.8 of a second. ACW sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:17.752 by the Alfa Romeo. He's already cleared Tim by about 1.3 seconds, make that 1.4 seconds. And he's now closing in on his championship rival, Absolute Unit. Through the Villeneuve chicane. And up to Tosa they come. Tim is under a little bit of pressure from the Mercedes of Chich. Yellow flags, that is for Reedy, that has gone off into the gravel at the Villeneuve chicane. Probably took a bit of an awkward line, I assume. Through Acqua Minerale, up the hill towards Variante Alta. And coming towards the two Rivazza corners. Chich is not closing more. He's half a second behind the Aston Martin. Now DRS will be enabled right about now, and there it is, enabled by race control. The DRS is now enabled. So if you're within a second to the car in front of you, you can open the rear wing for DRS. As Bodard has managed to get past JJ for 10th place. And JJ runs way too deep, cuts the second part of the Tamburello chicane. He loses another place to that as well. He might lose a third to Roscoe, but Roscoe hangs on in the back, at least for the time being. Nice little angle, camera angle there, by the way, of the aerial shot of the track. But right now I gotta focus my eyes on the leaders, at least for the time being. 9/10s, now it's a second separated between ACW and Absolute Unit. 1.2 seconds now. ACW must have made somewhat of a mistake, I say, through that bit of the track. So he's not going to get DRS through this bit. He's closed a little bit. Now he's lost a little bit of time. 1.3 seconds now is the gap. Absolutely has now set the fastest lap at 1:17.713, 2 100s quicker than what ACW did as the fastest lap of the race. Chich with DRS coming up towards Tim, not close enough to do anything, as Conehouse will get past BCP with DRS. Oh, just getting past him with DRS as BCP gets a 3-second time penalty, not a 5-second, for too many warnings accumulated. Right now we've got a battle for the lead and a battle for third place. Acqua Minerale. This is somewhere I've seen that looks like Absolute Unit seems to be the strongest. It's through the middle sector. ACW seems to be better through the first sector, I'd say. Will he get DRS? He's about a second. Where's the DRS detection zone? I think it's right around here. Yep, he will get the DRS. Now, he should be able to. Let's see. Yep, there you go. He's opening the rear wing. Now he just needs to close in on the Alpine. Yeah, look at that. Look how much time he's gained from that DRS, as Chich has now gone past Tim with DRS and gets into third place ahead of the Aston Martin. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, hello. Oscar now gained past Borhard for 10th place, going to the top 10. That's it done there. And a little bit further back, we still got a little bit of midfield scrap, Dynamite, Vision, and Fresno battling out right now for 5th place for the time being. ACW has actually lost out more time, apparently, through that middle sector. He was close, and now he's down by 1.4 seconds to Absolute Unit. Through the Variante Alta. Yellow flags, that is Prezzo out of the race. He has crashed out at Acqua Minerale. Yeah, he's crashed out at Acqua Minerale. So that is unfortunately his day done. And no safety car or a virtual safety car is going to be deployed. So both the Breslin brothers are now officially out and back to the normal business. This fish is now getting past Dynamite. Oh, he's clipped him! He spins Dynamite! I don't think Dynamite was a bit too pleased with that. I don't think he was given enough room! Oh my goodness me! That re-entry was a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. He re-enters it in front of Bodhard and the rest of the pack behind. Thankfully, it didn't result in worse. But what has resulted in worse is Dynamite's now down to 9th place because of that. I mean, could there have been more space? I probably would say yes. Of course, it is a little bit hard to do so around Imola because the track is very narrow in a lot of areas. But also, Dynamite got a 3-second penalty. Tattoo as well as JJ gets a 3-second penalty as well for multiple warnings. Conehouse, meanwhile, battling BCP. He's closed in on the Aston Martin. Look at the RS to help him out. Using that battery as well. A slingshot past the Aston Martin. And into 6th place he goes. ACW trying to close in on the Alpine. Yellow flags, that's on his crook. He is out, he's crashed out at the exit of the Tamburello chicane. And we've got a safety car now deployed. And I think this is now the time that the soft runners now come in for their pit stops to change from the soft tire to the medium tire. So yeah, now we've got 4 retirements. Honest Cook, Prezzo, Jack, and Lane all out in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. So what's go here? Absolute coming in. ACW coming in. Yep. I would assume everyone's coming in now. What does Absolute need to come on to? Looks like a setup. Oh, it's the hard tire. Okay, interesting. ACW to the mediums. Tim onto mediums as well. Chich, medium tires as well. I think Absolute Unit might have taken a bit of a wrong call here. Anti-Craft has now come out in front of Absolute Unit, so he's now in the lead of the race. And he did pit for the medium tires, just remember that too. He pitted from the hards, then he went to the mediums, and went back to the hards. He had damage on the opening lap. So he can legit go to the end of the race, but those tires, they won't be feeling too pleasant. That is for sure. I love that camera angle as well. Just see that that little house there at the middle of Tosa. I like how this track though is in the middle of like the village of Imola. It's really cool as well. Like you come up towards Rivazza on the right side. You got these old buildings on the right side. Of course, people that live in those houses can watch the race unfold as well from their balconies, which they did as well, if I remember correctly, during the time of this year and last year as well, because they were not allowed to have spectators in the last year, obviously because of the pandemic. Same story with this year too. The only reason is because Italy had strict COVID restrictions at the time, so they weren't allowed to have fans in attendance. And how many people does this place hold, you may ask? It holds about 78,000 people. So yeah, that's like about, if I had to compare like a stadium or something like that, probably like close to like SoFi Stadium in LA, which is that new NFL stadium home to the Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers and Los Angeles Rams. As come into the pits is Roscoe Arm and JJ for their pit stops. Medium tires going to the McLaren and to the Alpine as well. SoFi Stadium is a brand new stadium that was opened up in LA in 2020. Well, wasn't allowed to have fans around then because of the pandemic, but now is. It's in 2021 because that has changed thanks to the vaccines that has rolled out. Anyway, so even though I've gone a little bit off topic talking about NFL football and their stadiums and comparing it to Imola, well, we look at what the situation is right now. So Canty Crap, as you can see, is in the lead, but he's got a penalty. He is on the hard tire, same with the Absolute Unit. He's on a brand new set, but however, the cars behind him, ACW, Chich, Tim, and Vision, on... Wait, hang on a minute. Vision's on soft tire. What tire did he start on? So he's doing a two-stop. Okay. Well, he's gonna have to make another stop then. Conehouse is on the hards. BCB on the hards. No surprise because he was starting with mediums. Safety car is coming in this lap. So, sorry. Canty Crap will lead the field now. And will get us back under green flag conditions. Dynamite. Oh. Well, that's pleasant there. 5-second penalty between for Dynamite for a collision with him and BCP. Lovely. As Canty Crap will lead the field, and we are back under green flag racing. So he now leads by 4/10 of a second. Doesn't really catch absolutely napping. Conehouse apparently got a penalty for something. I think it was for legal overtake. As they now come towards Tamarello. Dynamite trying to go down the inside. At least he gets past at least the Red Bull. ACW though is going to be quicker than the cars in front of him because he is on the medium tires compared to the cars in front who are on the hards. Through Tosa now. And up the hill towards Piatella. Let's see, I'm saying the coordinates too, not gonna lie. Oh, Italian names for sure. Down the hill, through Acqua Minerale they come. Of course, there is no DRS yet, as Canty Crap's got another penalty to his name as well. And so does ACW. He's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings for the Alfa Romeo driver. He is really on the gearbox now on the Alfa. You can literally just smell the gearbox oil in the back of the car. Using the battery, trying to get the slipstream to get past him. There's just no way of passing him at the moment, even though he's got more grip. Not close enough to do anything. Just has to stay back, at least for the time being. Chich is not far in the fight. I guess he must have got past Tim as well. He's up at the 4th. He tried to get past ACW. No way of getting past him there, just because he wasn't really alongside of going through Tosa. Coming through Piatella now. Vision's also in this fight as well. It's pretty much right now a fight for first between 1st through 6th. Oh, and Canty Crap has a bit of a moment there. Going sideways at Acqua Minerale. Now into the Variante Alta. DRS will be enabled by the next lap, as the cars now can make their way down the hill towards Rivazza. 17, then 18, and then up to the king of 19 down the main straight. Now the DRS is officially enabled. Here comes Absolute Unit using the battery. Try to get past the Ferrari of Canty Crap. Cantu Crab tries to defend the inside line. Holds off the Alpine police with... And then I have Barry disconnected there. And he gets past... Oh, contact there! But he gets past the Ferrari. Oh, gosh. Sorry. Gets past the Ferrari up into first place. Now ACW is going to have to try to see if he can get past him. Up to Piratella. If ACW wants any chance of winning this race, he has to get past Cantu Crab as much as possible. And that's the same story as... Well, that was easy enough. Cantu Crab literally just came in the door as he made a mistake going through Aqua Minerale. He's dropped down to 5th. Now ACW can hunt down the Alpine in front of him. He will be he'll be quicker on those tires compared to me as his vision's got past his teammate for 5th. You can see the Alpine looming large for the Alfa Romeo. He's got the slipstream, he's got the DRS, using the battery, goes around the outside. He's gone ahead, he's into the lead of the race. ACW now takes the lead of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, ahead of Absolute Unit. Now Absolute Unit will be under pressure from Bigchich as they come through Villeneuve chicane. Now to Tosa. There's Tim and Vision. They are not far behind either. They are willing to get into this fight as well. They need to get past Absolute Unit if they want to catch ACW through Piratella. Down the hill, fly out to Aqua Minerale. Still can't find a way past. ACW is now building the gap, 1.4 seconds. He's gone ahead of Absolute Units as yellow flags. That is a Red Bull. That is Bonhart, who has spun at Aqua Minerale. A couple of spins already at Aqua Minerale. Already today. Okay, well, up to the front of the field. ACW sets the fastest lap at 1:17.1. Chich using the DRS. He's closing in, closing. He's gonna get past him and breeze past the Alpine into second place. Now the hunt is on to catch ACW for the Mercedes-Benz. He's got a 3-second time penalty. If he can just stay within that 3-second gap, he has a chance of winning it. But he also cannot afford to get a penalty as well. Now Tim has got to get past him. This is between the two championship protagonists. To Piratella they come. He is out of battery as well, absolutely it is. Running wide there, that is the Ferrari of Vision to Piratella. Here comes Tim, closing in on the Alpine. And Big Chase has a moment, he's crashed into the Alpine! He spins out, coming at the exit of Aqua Minerale. And could that be championship implications? Chich, just using too much throttle, collides with the Alpine, no faults of his own, just a big error, unfortunately. Well, let's open the gap for ACW even more. Vision's going to come close to Tim with those soft tires. Tim tries to defend the inside line, gets past him, shoves him wide, and gets past him into second place. But he has to make another stop soon. Dynamite is now closing in. He might be on a chance for a podium here, but he also has a penalty to his name. And who else? Guess who else could be in this fight? Russ Grom, as Radius crashed out at the Tamburello chicane. Safety car again. A safety car has now been deployed, and this has definitely helped out Absolute Unit for sure. Onto the medium tires he comes. He has to be behind Cantu Crab now. So that now bunches the pack up. It will bunch the pack up, I should say. Wow. Way to go. now got 3 safety cars. That's now happened in this race. What does ACW do in this situation? Does he come in? He's coming in. Alright, so he's coming in. Vision follows. He has to. He is on the soft tire. Tim stays out and so does Dynamite. What does ACW go on to, though? A set of soft tires for the Alfa Romeo, and away he goes. He is going to be blistering quick now compared to the guys in front. And from the way it looks, he's going to be comfortably in 3rd. He is going to come out in 3rd place. Roscaram will be in 4th. And what is he on? He's on the soft compound tire. Everyone that's pitted, apart from Vision, that's pitted for the softs. Vision fitted for the mediums. Absolutely has now jumped up a few places after getting damage from the spin with him and because of Chich's spin at Aqua Minerale. So now Tim takes the lead of the race. So the main thing that Tim has got to hope for, really, is either he could try to pull away and have Dynamite either keep pace with him, but try to use the ACW as a road, become a roadblock for ACW and try to pull away. Or he can just try, even if ACW does get past, just stay within 3 seconds, because then he could basically try to win the race that way too. Because ACW will be absolutely blistering fast. But unfortunately for ACW, he's got to wait a little while, because DRS won't be enabled for at least 3 laps until the end of the safety car. Which I imagine the safety car will come in probably by either lap 20, either this lap or 22, which will be the next one. Anti-Craft's got a 3-7 penalty. Jeez! What are you doing? Dynamite, 13 seconds worth of time penalties. Canty Crap, 12 seconds worth of time penalties. I think one of those was a 5-second collision, if I'm correct. So if that one should obviously get removed, no doubt. Well, let me look at this. Let me look at the race director and see. What were they for? Yeah, 5 second, 5 second. Okay, so some of these are 5 seconds. I don't know if I'm gonna assume one of them was during the safety car. I think one of them was during the safety car. Or both, I couldn't remember. But yeah, right now he's in 2nd with 13 seconds worth of penalties. I think realistically he should have just had 3, not 13. So yeah, if those 10 seconds worth of penalties are just because of the collisions under safety car, then yeah, that should obviously get removed. No question. I don't think Canty Crafts, though, is because of collisions. I think. Well, actually, I could be wrong. Anyway, safety car's coming in. Tim will now lead the field. So, let's see how he does. Remember what happened in Singapore? He also spun at the final corner. How's he do around here? Oh, Dynamite doesn't do very well, unfortunately. He spins a little bit. Well, doesn't spin. He just loses the back end. That's going to leave the door wide open for ACW. Coming up to Tamburello. Does Dynamite try to follow him up? No, he does not. ACW comes around the outside. Takes 2nd place. Now his target is Tim. As they come through the Villeneuve chicane. He is much, much quicker with those fresher set of softs. There's Roscoe Arm in the background from lost of the grid up to 4th place. Getting squeezed by Dynamite at the exit of Tosa. I don't think Roscoe might have been too pleased with that one for sure. Almost ran him off the road. through Piratella. Look at that. ACW has only built a massive gap to Dynamite after his little blunder on the restart. Here comes Absolute Unit coming on the left side of Vision to get past him, and he does, into 5th place. Now he's just behind his teammate, Roscoe. So now make their way through Rivazza. ACW is much, much closer now. He's got the slipstream. He's going to use the battery though. Down the main straight towards Tamburello. Tim is going to defend on the inside. Tries to defend him at least as much as possibly can. He's going to compromise his run a little bit. He holds him off for at least the time being. But he gets a better run. Tim makes contact. ACW makes contact at the back of Tim's car. Through Tosa. Down the inside. Into Tosa, I should say. Goes ACW into the lead of the race. Is Tim going to try to fight back up to Piratella? No, he can't. He also clips the curve. He's losing time. There's Roscoe on. He's now closing in on Tim as well. JJ's got a penalty to his name for multiple warnings. That was a good lunge there from ACW. Into the lead he comes at the grip, and Tim just could not defend that whatsoever. Here they come down the hill towards Rivazza. ACW's built up a 1.3 second lead over Tim. And now comes Roscoe using the battery as well, closing in on the Aston Martin. He tries to defend now the outside, unlike the last lap tried to defend the inside, but he won't hold them off. He's now into 2nd place, Roscoe. Now his target is ACW. He's got a penalty to his name. He needs to maintain a 3-second gap between himself and the Alfa Romeo. Absolute Unit, meanwhile, is up into 5th place. He's behind Dynamite and Tim as well. If he could get past them, this would definitely be a good fight we could see for championship implications between the Aston Martin and the Alpine. We thought that it could have been worse what happened to him as Dynamite runs wide at Aqua Minerale for what happened with Chich. Just used too much throttle and spun into the Alpine. Yeah, like I said, no fault on his own. Just had too much throttle on the exit of the corner. Through Rivazza. Now he's right behind Dynamite. Dynamite does not have any sort of battery, but he will get the DRS on Tim. This is playing more into the favor of Absolute's got some battery, I think. He's closing in. Dynamite tries to squeeze him into the grass. He gets past him. Now he's going to try to get past Tim. Around the outside. Into the temporal chicane. What a brilliant move. A double overtake there by Absolute Unit. Into 3rd place goes the Alpine. Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. As Chich is retired in the pit lane. His day is officially done. But also Tim gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. Oh, that was so ballsy, but it was brilliant. A brilliant move. Here comes Canty Crab trying to get past down the race with Aqua Minerale. Cannot find any way through. And yellow flags there. That is Chich's car coming out of the pits. Hasn't despawned yet. That is a typical Codemasters thing to have. Does Tim though get the DRS to try to fight? Absolutely. He's got the fresher tires. Does have DRS. Oh no, he does have DRS. But absolutely doesn't have any battery, so he'll close in more. Vision is getting passed by PCP into 6th. PCP goes into 6th place, I should say. Tim is now within 0.6 of a second. Yeah, you can see the flashing light on the back of the car in the Alpine. He's used up quite a lot of that battery. ACW's got a 3.7 second margin to Roscoe Arms, so he's definitely well clear of being overtaken on penalties. He just needs to keep the car steady and home, and he'll be set free for another win. Will be race win number 2 for ACW if it does keep up. Through Acqua Minerale, Dynamite runs a little bit wide. Whoa! Goes the Haas and into the barrier as I blue screen as well. I think I just blue screened and a safety car has been deployed. And again, for the 4th time. We've started with 18. We're down to 11. ACW fakes out. Roscoe does not come in. The Alpines do not come in. What does Sim do? He does not come in. He stays out. So does BCP. Dan the Racer comes in. That was very unfortunate for Dynamite. He was looking very good. Yeah, I also blue screened as well in the middle of that. My screen just went to like a quick blue screen at one point. Anyway, Dan the Racer's in, Conehouse in, JJ's in. We've got 6 more laps to go in this race. This is going to be a pretty close finish, and this has definitely hurt ACW because of this safety car. With that penalty, Roscoe Arm is now in a chance to actually overtake ACW for the win on penalties. But that's not the only situation there, too. Absolute Unit could jump him as well, because he's got no penalty as well. Could we see an Alpine 1-2? Well, we're gonna find out soon. Definitely. So, we're just waiting on the cars that pitted to catch up to the queue. And we will have one more lap under the safety car. So, we will get DRS. So we will begin on lap 29. So we will have DRS with about two laps to go. Lap 31. So Chich has now left the session, unfortunately. I don't blame him, but he had a pretty good run for a little while until he spun out at Acqua Minerale and nearly killed Absolute Unit in the process. But like I said, no fault of his own. It was just his own mistakes. We all make mistakes. Apparently, from what I've heard, is that Acqua Minerale is a bit of a tricky corner to deal with. Very easy to lose the car on the exit, but it's not very smooth. It's got like this little bit of bump on the exit. I'll show you what I mean. See, coming up towards there. See that little bump? Sometimes that does catch the drivers a little bit off guard, which I can understand for sure. Anyway, I think now safety car. Yep, I was just about to say safety car coming in this lap, so the field will be bunched up yet again, and we will be back under green flag racing with about 4 more laps to go. Can't do crap. A 5-second penalty for a collision with Podhard. There was another one too, but I didn't see what it was. Anyway, ACW will lead the field, and we are back into green flag racing once again. ACW leads from Roscoe, then Absolute Unit, then Tim, then BCP in the top 5, then the 2 Ferraris in 6th and 7th place. followed by Dan the Racer, Conehouse, JJ, and Bodon. Oh, one of the Ferraris about to come around the outside. Oh, Canty Crab goes over the yellow bumps. He might have taken a bit of damage, I'd say, if that were the case. And here comes this teammate. Oh, the two Ferraris nearly coming together. Oh, it would have been a remake of Brazil of 2019. Right there. My goodness. Roscoe trying to stay within ACW's grasp. He's already getting clear of his teammate. Right now it's 1.1 seconds separate between Absolute Unit and Roscoe. ACW though, I know it's got pretty good pace. So does Roscoe. He needs to stay within 3 seconds. JJ's got a 3-second penalty as I say that. For multiple warnings. Through Rivazza and onto the pitch straight. We'll begin lap 30 of 32 here in Imola. ACW sets the fastest lap, a 116.3. Roscoe did a 116.4. That's about 4/10 off of what ACW did. Coming up towards Tamborella chicane, then onto the straight into leading up to the Villeneuve chicane. 1.2 seconds is the gap right now between Roscoe and ACW. Meanwhile, a little bit behind those two. Absolute Unit and Tim in their own little championship protagonist battle is right now separated by about 1.3 seconds. Tim's got a 3-second time penalty to his name. As Conehouse gets a 3-second time penalty. So right now, the only ones that don't have penalties are the Alpines. Up through the Variante Alta, and down the hill they come. Roscoe doing a very good job, at least to maintain the pace, to stay within ACW's grasp. He just needs to not make any sort of mistake, and he's good. And keep in mind as well, this man started from 18th on the grid, and right now could have a chance to win this. DRS is now enabled as we begin lap 32. 2 more laps to go here at Imola. Through Tamborella and now onto the Villeneuve chicane. And he's also run out of battery. You saw the flashing light on the back of the car of the Alpine. ACW starting to slightly pull away as Conehouse has gone past. Oh, hello. What's going on here? Canty Crab. And Dan the Racer. Oh! Canty Crab has spun it at the exit of Tosa. Not sure if there was any contact from that camera angle, but or if he spun out. Botta's way down the field. I mean, he must have got caught in some sort of an incident. Through Variante Alta go the leaders, and Canty Crab is yet again spun, this time at Piratella. We are now going down the hill to Rivazza. We will begin, I should say, the final lap. ACW has a 1.7 second margin to Roscoe. Roscoe just needs to keep within 3 seconds. Final lap, here we go. Between the two reserves in this grid. ACW right now is 1.9 seconds. Now it's 2 seconds. Vision's gone past BCP. That was a very edgy move, but he's got through. Around the outside into 5th place goes the Ferrari. Meanwhile, got to focus on the leaders for a little bit. Right now it's 2.2 seconds. Gap starting to increase a little bit more. Through Piratella they come. Dan the Racer gets a penalty there, multiple warnings. Now coming up to Aqua Minerale. There's ACW, there's Roscoe. Up the hill, 2.4 seconds. Now it's coming up towards Variante Alta. 2.5 seconds, now it's 2.4, 2.3. I think Roscoe's got enough to get the victory. ACW coming to Rivazza for the final time. Will take the checker flag to be across the line first, but he will not take the win. That will go to Roscoe, taking the checkered flag, wins the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and Absolute Unit will come home in 3rd place ahead of his rival Tim in 4th. Vision in 5th, Banana Kai in 6th place, JJ in 7th, Dan the Racer in 8th with a broken front wing. Konas in 9th, Canty Crap in 10th, but will round off the rest. And how about that performance from Roscoe? From 18th to win the race. No penalties, no mistakes, just kept it clean. What a win for him, and did it by 0.8 of a second. According to the margin on penalties. Obviously, I would not be surprised if he gets driver of the day, and there's your indication right there. Driver of the day going to the Alpine driver of Roscoe. And a good day for Alpine as well. A 1-3 finish with Absolute Unit taking up 3rd. And there's your Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix podium. Roscoe taking the victory along with ACW and Absolute Unit. And there are your final results. Lots of penalties. My goodness. Can't do crap. 20 seconds. Jeez. But there you are. Roscoe with the victory. ACW in 2nd place. Absolute Unit in 3rd. The Alpines penalty free and getting a 1-3 finish. Tim will come home in 4th. Vision in 5th. BCP in 6th. JJ in 7th, Dan the Racer in 8th, Konas in 9th, Canty Crap in 10th, Pollard in 11th, and then Dynamite, Chich, Reedy, Crook, Prezzo, Jack, and Lane are the unfortunate retirements here at Imola tonight. But yeah, that was quite dramatic. Some safety cars. Of course, this was a track brand new to everybody, I'm sure. Well, to at least quite a few of the drivers on the grid. But no, it was a good Grand Prix nonetheless. I actually did enjoy watching it overall. I hope to see more of that in the near future. But yeah, that's another historic track down in this historic triple header. We've gone to Silverstone, we've gone to Imola, and now next week we go to another famous circuit. We're going to Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. That will be a juicy Grand Prix. I cannot wait to see how that one will be unfolded for sure. Of course, the longest track on the calendar, 7 kilometers long. Lots of good corners as well. That middle sector as well is very technical around Spa, so that definitely will play a lot of factors to the drivers in terms of how they can handle the downforce around there. But yeah, a good win for Roscoe, 18th to 1st. A great win for him. ACW tried his best. Safety car, unfortunately, kind of screwed him there. But in the end, it was the man that made the least mistakes out of anyone today, and that was Roscoe. Absolute Unit does extend his championship lead, only just by a little bit, because Tim did finish in 4th place behind him. But that was round 17. Moving on to round 18 of the championship out of 20. What is it, 24, if I'm correct? Yeah, 24. Yep, we got one more race before the Christmas break and New Year's break. So we got Spa, then we will be back again on January 3rd for the Portuguese Grand Prix at Portimao. But anywho, that'll wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I've been your commentator, KD1997. I hope you guys did enjoy this stream. Be sure to like it if you did, and subscribe to driven by speed. Take care, everyone, and have a great rest of your night.